Hi, I'm Ramel London, and today we're going to be talking about businesses. As a culture, do we support each other's businesses? We're also going to touch on religion and the growth of the black church. Hi ladies, today we're talking about supporting our own. When I say that, I mean going to a black shop that sells black, products and feeling confident about it. Do you feel like you can go to any black shop and buy goods that you want?
Yeah, well, some of them I do feel a bit, I don't know if I trust it. I think it's all about the money now.
Okay.
So, they're trying to get more for less.
But it's also breaking the stereotype that you get bad service when you go to a black-owned business. Yeah. So it's just making sure that when we do have something, we do offer good customer service as well, and not fall into that stereotype that you come and everybody's going to be rude to you.
What's also nice when you see people in communities where businesses maybe are black-owned and they're striving, and they're doing well. There's a lot of buoyancy. For example, I know my wife in particular, she has her own little, shop, she's about to open in our community.
That's awesome. And I was just speaking to a young man called Gabriel, and he introduced me to his wonderful wife, Edith. How are you? What is going on? I'm so excited to see jewelry. I love jewelry. Tell us about your products and your designs.
Yeah, I've got wonderful designs. Yeah, I've selected them. I've got custom jewelries.
Oh my gosh, I'm not going to lie. The whole studio is going to go crazy when I tell them. And Angie, I'm trying to get in there. I know you're going to love these. You know what? How much is it for these two?
Oh, you can get this for $4.
Well, just so happens, I got some change. I'm going to make Angie Lamar a very happy lady. We love to support, and let us know all about where we can find out more. Tell us the brand, tell us everything. Let me keep this safe.
Okay, the name is Edith's Precious Pieces. Yeah, different jewelries, yeah.
Have you seen a development in the growth of black churches? Have you seen them get bigger? And how you see American TV and they've got thousands of people. Can you see that happening here?
Yeah, in some churches, like the church that I go to, that one's growing. Like they're actually getting more buildings in different parts of London.
Does that make you think, yeah, the word is spreading, or do you think, this is a bit of a business now? Where does your mind go?
Well, with my church, I don't see it as it's like a business, because it's like they're building somewhere for more people to come and fellowship and worship. So I don't really see it like that.
Do you think there's a growth going on in America and here as well?
Here I haven't really, I just got here, so I haven't really seen much. But in America, I definitely do think that it is growing, not only in the black community, but also in the white community too. I've heard of a lot of white gospel singers, so it's definitely growing.
Thank you, Ramel London, on the streets of London. Woohoo, guys! Don't be jealous. Don't be jealous.
Fossilized.
But she was talking to a lot of the ladies out on the streets, and they're talking about the rise in black churches. And I don't know if any of you come from the church or raised in the church, but growing up in the church, a small church, right now, 2,500 people could be in one setting. I mean, the lady to talk to is the editor of Keep the Faith.
Yes.
Sister Marcia.
Well,
What's going on?
I've been to small churches. I've been part of large churches, and I enjoy both.
Yeah.
With the small churches, you get to know everybody. With the big churches, you get a good quality. You get to hear a good message, and if you're sociable, you get to talk to people. I think the rise of the mega church, on the whole, is a good thing. I think that it shows that preachers are doing a good job in getting the word or the gospel out there. They have more resources to do more things, help the community. Just recently, a church in Woolwich, the pastor died, Dr. Tayo Adeyemi, somebody that I knew. And the church did great work in the community. Every year they gave out thousands of Christmas hampers. They finance a village in India. They do lots of community work. I mean, sometimes we can get so caught up in the celebrity of the mega church. We forget that some of them are doing really, really good work and really impacting their community.
But just like everything else, it needs a celebrity status to sell music. It needs a celebrity to sell food right now. You're doing anything. If they haven't got a brand next to anybody right now, people are not interested. So why should the church be any different? I mean, when I think about Bishop T.D. Jakes is going to be here over the weekend and trying to get Jackie into church. So we're praying. She likes Bishop T.D. But the fact of the matter is that because he's got such a strong following, such a strong network, surely that means he's bringing more people into the church. Is that not a good thing or a bad thing?
I don't know. Sometimes I think that it's a bit exclusive rather than inclusive. You know, at the end of the day, the mission is to save the lost. That's what Christ was here for. And sometimes these days it's more about the prosperity message. I mean, you just said it, Marcia. You said, you know, small church, it's great, but a bigger church, you get a better message. And I don't agree with that.
I didn't say that. I said you have more resources to impact. Sometimes you get more resources to impact the community, which I think can only be a good thing. That's not to say small churches don't impact their community, but I don't see nothing wrong with a big church. On the day of Pentecost, 2,000 people got saved. That was the start of the church. I don't think God has got a problem with bigness. He's only got a problem with bigness when people veer away from what the core of the gospel is about.
Okay, I will say, of course, you know, I'm not a church girl, but I will inject. My point is, I think it's about the intention of the pastor.
Exactly.
If it's purely to fill the pews and not fill people's hearts, then I think I would have an issue. And I think it's about, I have a relationship with God, but I don't go to church. And if it's about the empowerment and the enhancement of lives, whether it's big or small, it doesn't matter. I think the intention behind the pastor, we have had stories about the pastors doing wrongdoings, etc. And I think you can put pastors on a pedestal in a small church and a big church.
Maybe that's what it is, that people are putting them on a pedestal, like, you know, oh, I'm going to go and see this pastor because they have been on television, as opposed to, I'm going to see this pastor because I love what they're preaching about. That's
I'm just going to go to church to feel, you know, to be around other people of the same ilk and, you know, pray and praise. That's really what it should be about. Whereas sometimes now, like you said, it's the preachers on the TV. I've got to go and see that person. And I think as well with the mega churches, it can breed this sort of conceitedness of, which church do you go to? Because I go to the mega church. It's got 10,000 people. Oh, your church is only 50 people. You know, I've had those conversations before, and I just think it's rubbish.
Well, it
is, because, you know, if you can carry your own Bible, then you can carry your own Bible. Or
and
some
your own
people,
cloth.
And your own cloth. Or some people turn it into a presentation of church. But it can't be too bad if it's making people come to church. What you get from church is what you get from church.
I think, and, you know, for me, you know, I think it's about what you do when you leave church. How do you practice forgiveness? How do you practice kindness? How do you put those things into practice? Big or small, it's irrelevant to me. It's about how people are outside of church. Because I know, I'm not anti-church. You know, I have more of a spiritual practice, but I have seen some churchgoers not be very nice.
Unfortunately, there'll always be people who don't follow what they hear in a church, but for every person who doesn't follow, I believe that there's 4 or 5 who do, and sometimes the focus can be so much on the people that are being negative or being hypocritical that sometimes you lose sight of the people that are doing good, trying to make.
We're going to let Sister Marcia have the last say there.
Amen.
Okay, so other than that, people go to church, okay? Big or small. Okay, thank you very much. When we come back, we're going to be talking to the one and only actor Chucky Venn, and also
somebody put up the aircon.
Chocolates, and also finding out what the men have been talking about when we come back.